Chronoclock!
Oh my god, it's been a while. Last time was 19th of November at 8 p.m. almost.
気にしなくていいわよ。先輩だけじゃなくて DD 先輩の相談みたいだし。
Here's some context. This is right after DD. I said I wouldn't call her Diddy anymore. They had a talk about why they can't be together, if I recall correctly. If you would like more context, please take a look at the last episodes. I'll actually have a link, a card, somewhere in the beginning of the video probably, of the Chronoclock playlist in case you would like a refresher. My name is VitaminDStain and welcome back. Oh my god, it's gonna be back to some Chronoclock. If you do happen to enjoy this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribing if you haven't already done so. Anyway, let's begin. I'm happy to be back. I forgot to hit the timer. Of course!
友達が困ってるんだから助けるのは当然だよ。
Oh, and he called out his friends, aka the Goonie Squad, for some advice.
つっても内容聞かないと助けられるかはわかんねえけどな。
Fair enough, but this isn't something I can just talk about through text. And I forgot that I have to voice they. I got so used to Kakeru doing all the talking.
真剣な話なのはわかってるよ。最近のさんずいを見てりゃな。
最近のレイ君は変だったもんね。悩んでたり、もだえてたり、落ち込んだり。
Okay guys, I get it. Even I knew just how out of it I'd been behaving in class. But that ends today.
みちるは何があったか知ってるのよね。ええ。
Oh god.
私が最初
She's
に
here.
兄様の相談に乗りましたから。ですので、その件についての心配は無用ですよ。
You know, last video I uploaded, which was the end of 9, if you haven't seen that, please do. Or if you want, please consider. I was talking about how Sora is the weirdest emoto, but honestly, I don't know which one's weirder, the blind one or the non-blind one, although that doesn't really matter on why they're weird. No, wait. Hear me out. They're both pretty weird. I don't know who's more weird, but they're both pretty weird. Though I think Soda wins the title though for best emoto, just saying. Let me think. So far, yeah, best emoto for sure.
あれ、それじゃあ悩み事はもう解決したんですか?
Yeah, I've already taken care of what was worrying me. But that's not why I called you guys here today. This is a totally different matter. Everyone looked at me like I had two heads with that opening comment, so I began to explain everything. They were overjoyed upon hearing about my confession to Diddy. DD. You know, I have to point something else out. I'm excited to be voicing again the main character. It's been a while, you know. I get to add my own personality, my twist of things, you know. It's fun. It makes it a lot more fun too. But also having the protagonist have his own lines is also nice because it feels like you're watching more. You're watching an anime. You're experiencing it mostly. But when you're a part of it, you are experiencing it too, but differently. It's just both of those experiences are nice to experience on their own. We need more of everything. They were overjoyed upon hearing about my confession to Diddy. Didi, I'm not doing it on purpose. I joked about her being Diddy for 17 episodes now straight in this series about, you know, she's Diddy. And now my brain automatically sees Didi and thinks, oh, Diddy. That joy turned to bewilderment when I told them off how she'd rejected it. And when I got to explaining her reason for doing so, they froze in shock. The part about how Didi was born with a frail constitution and hadn't much time left to live. And how, as a result, even if she were to go out with me, I cannot talk. And how, as a result, even if she were to go out with me, there was no putting off how I'd eventually be left all on my own. Then lastly, her plan to return home. Such was how my abridged version of the whole affair concluded. If I hadn't spoken about it to Michiru beforehand, I wouldn't have been able to explain it this clearly. In any case, no matter what Didi may think, my feelings have not changed. The atmosphere had undoubtedly become somber by now. Didi doesn't want to leave any sad memories behind. That's why she turned me down. So that means I'll just have to make enough happy memories with her so that the sad ones won't matter. I don't want her to have to worry about that. Enough so that I want to make her happier than anyone else in the world.
素敵な演説でしたよ、兄様。
Are you sure you're not jealous? Thanks, Michiru. As Michiru and I smiled at each other, a sigh of resignation rang out, albeit one tinged with a bit of warmth.
恋に命をかけるわけだ。うん、いいね。私もとても素敵だと思います。
Thanks, you too. Still, it took a bit of prodding from Michiru to get me to reach that decision.
兄様を助けるのは妹の務めですからね。家族のことですから人事ではありません。それに義理の姉になるかもしれないのよね。
I'm hoping for that myself. But given the situation, that pipe dream was out of my grasp.
で、さんずいは DD に振られてるわけだけど、どうするわけ？
Honestly, I think she's accepted my feelings, at least. She said she was happy and that she loved me too.
DD さんは兄様を悲しませないようにと身を引いただけですからね。
This reminds me of the whole Natsume situation back in Cafestella, where they were both in frail conditions and didn't want to burden their significant other or the person that they liked.
もっとも回らない頭を変に使って余計な気を使っているわけですが。そこはもっと違う言い方があるでしょ。いいんですよ。兄様の告白に対して遠慮したのは DD さんなんですから。まあ DD 先輩の気持ちもわかるけどね。
While everyone else was conversing, Miyu raised her hand ever so slightly.
それじゃあ DD 先輩に受け入れてもらう方法を考えればいいんでしょうか。
Exactly. Can I count on you?
はい、頑張ります。以前はレイ先輩に助けてもらいましたから、そのお返しです。まあ、私も手伝ってあげるわ。みーちゃんのことも助けてもらったし。それに先輩じゃ告白のシチュエーションとか考えられないでしょ。日々妄想している美咲さんの得意分野ですね。毎日なんてしてないわよ。
I was about to respond back with, how often do you fantasize then? But at that moment, Makoto spoke up as well.
質問なんだけど、告白で決定なの？
What do you mean?
さっきのレイ君の話だと DD さんを楽しませて喜ばせるのが目的だったでしょ。将来の悲しい思い出よりもそれ以上に幸せな出来事が待ってるよって感じで。
Yeah, more or less. In that sense, going out with DD could be called the means to an end. But more than that, I wanted to create a more joyful future for DD than the one she'd resigned herself to accepting.
だったらさ、告白以上に DD さんが喜ぶことにしない？
Oh god. What is it? Marriage? Even happier than a confession, huh? The only thing coming to mind for me were anime, video games, and the oishii gohan she loved so much. Of course, considering the situation, I doubted Makoto was interfering any of those.
なるほど、一理ありますね。それってやっぱり。もっとも DD さんが一般的な女性の感性を持っているかが謎ですが。ちょいちょい独白はね、DD 先輩に恨みでもあるか。
Almost like she has beef with her. Yeah, right.
ええ、大切な兄を持っていかれるわけですから。
You weren't supposed to you weren't supposed to say that. I wasn't expecting that.
持っていくっていうより入り込む方が正しいんじゃないかな。
Nope, she's gonna say took. With the four girls chattering excitedly, me and the other guy were left on the sidelines. Shuji, do you know what they're talking about?
予想はできるけど、当人に聞いてみるのが早いと思うぞ。
Honestly, I'm on his side now with the sass for this specific thing. Like, why don't you just ask the right there? Point taken. So, what exactly will make DD happier than just a confession.
そんなの一つしかないよ。
Drugs.
相手が兄様というのも重要ですね。 DD 先輩に尋ねるまでもないわね。女の子の夢ですよ。
Please don't do drugs. I do not encourage you. Oh, I get it. Do you? Miyu's statement was my light bulb moment. It was the most important dream of any girl in love. Her final goal. The answer was clear as day. It is?
とはいえ、さすがにやりすぎかな。お金もかかりますよね。もうちょっと普通に考えましょうか。
The girls had gotten their heads out of the clouds and descended back into reality, but I still found myself cocking my head. Wait, why? It's a great idea, let's go for it.
本気？
Bro, you're literally 15. What do you
レイ
mean?
先輩って本当に変なところで行き当たりばったりですね。
You're hardly one to talk, Mew. As long as it's fun, I'll do anything. As long as it was all for Dee Dee. Thinking of it that way, there was nothing I wouldn't do for her. Some quiet giggling fell on my ears.
それでこそ兄様ですわ。
And so we began planning our little scheme for Dee Dee. The very moment we agreed on it, the girls ended up putting their all into it and leaving me on the sidelines. But I guess girls would be more enthusiastic about this sort of thing anyway. Plus, seeing how they were putting so much effort into it filled my heart with gratitude. Incidentally, the plan also entailed seeing Dee Dee off once she had to return home. And so everyone eagerly got to informing their classmates of the plan.
レイ君、
Are we
石田
serious?
君、女子のみんなには連絡終わったよ。
男子の方も終わったよ。一応全員参加の予定だ。
This dude still looks like a pilot. Over the past few days, they'd both spent time coordinating their classmates' schedules in preparation for the event.
で、会場はどこにすんの？
Wait, let me get this straight. Not only is it a wedding, but you're inviting all your classmates? Why would you do that? I wouldn't do that. I'm still trying to decide. Though it's not like the expenses would be a huge deal to me. Alright, you're a rich boy.
私は他のところを借りるよりもだった。
Literally just hold it at your place. You see how big his front or backyard is? That house looks humongous.
誠さん、ランチのお時間ですよ。
I forgot she talks so weird. It's time for you to go on.
お話し中でございましたか？平気だよ。もう終わったから。
そうそう、俺のことは気にしないでくれ。
That's right. Well, see you later. Of course, if Dee Dee found out about the whole plan, it would all be for naught. Would it? The first years were tasked with the crucial ceremonial details. I was like, first years? The first graders of the school or whatever. We had decided that holding the event in the classroom would work best, so the preparations and music were entrusted to them. For the music, Michiru used to be into playing the violin, and when she suggested it, Misaki was on board with it too.
それじゃあ曲はそんな感じで決まりかな。ええ、定番ですからね。二人ともすごいな。
Wow, they're really committed to doing this. I'm actually impressed. A bunch of high schoolers.
兄ちゃんだって練習すれば。美咲さん、ストップ。どうしてよ。
Yeah, why?
お嬢様、
Oh.
お待たせしすぎちゃいました。うわディディディディディ先輩。ディディディディ。はい、ディディディ先輩ですよ。
It's your old China? China? She talks so weird. I forgot how weird she talks. Literally everything she says, it sounds weird. It sounds funny. Not in like a bad way, it's just funny.
一年シスターズは賑やかですね。
The first year Shimai? What is that?
今のはその。落ち着いてください、みゆさん。美咲さんも。分かってるわよ。大丈 慌ててないから。落ち着くね。それが落ち着いて、いいえ、何でもありません。DD さん、帰りましょうか。お二人のことは放っておいていいんですか？ええ、用事があるそうですから。
Everyone had their share of really close shaves, but it seems we'd still manage to keep it all under wraps. Impressive. And as for what I was tasked with myself, I will. Thank you very much. My phone in one hand, I was bowing profusely as I spoke to the person on the other end of the line. Of course, I was doing so in extremely formal business posturing.
当人がおらぬというのに、間抜けな動作だな。
Oh my god, my favorite clock god. Yes, the atmosphere is crucial at a time like this. I ended the call and put my phone down. My hands were covered in sweat, likely because of how nervous I was.
で、何を話しておったのだ？
I was phoning DD's family long distance.
電話か。そういえば、先日はご主人の両親と話をしていたな。しかし、海の向こうにまで声を届かせられるとは便利な世の中だな。
Yeah, pretty much. If I needed to meet her folks in person, a flight wouldn't take more than a day to get here.
精神的な距離と物理的な距離は違うがな。
You mean if this plan fails, I wouldn't have the heart to meet them?
そうだが、失敗するつもりはないのだろう？
Of course not. Dang right I don't. Why else would I go out of my way to get permission like this?
だろうな。しかし、ご主人はへこへこ頭を下げすぎだったな。
Oh, Kenneth, you have no idea how nervous I was. Especially considering who I was talking with and how indebted I am to them.
世話をしていたのはご主人たちではないのか？
Yeah, see, about the whole maid thing? DD's folks DD's folks evidently hadn't heard a word about it. Though it was so obvious if you thought about it more deeply. She'd only became a maid right when she became our unexpected guest, and had evidently glossed over her interest in doing so with them. Well, at least they knew why she wanted to meet me. After all, it was why I managed to get the permission so easily. Plus, you know, I'm the one who will be taking her in and all.
そういう緊張か。
Well, DD's folks are just way too nice, so that kinda calms me down a bit.
電話の向こうがやけに騒がしかったな。
Yeah, plus, I was so shocked they could understand Japanese.
必死に外来語の勉強をしていたが無駄になったな。
It'll at least be good knowledge to have when I go there myself.
Hello, my name is Rei Sawatari.
I don't need an echo. Even though Kuro was making fun of me, I didn't have the energy to fight back. I felt a deep sense of relief. That one big mountain I'd conquered. That was one big mountain I'd conquered. My work wasn't completely finished yet, but I was exhausted all the same. Suddenly, Kuro broke the silence. She then slowly floated up, disappearing into the ceiling. What's up? My answer came from behind the screen door. Looks like she flew the coop when she realized DD was coming. DD, you need something?
実はご主人様にお話がありまして。
Yeah, sure. But why aren't you coming in yourself? I wondered as I went out to greet her.
ご主人様に大切な話がありまして。
So it seems. She was sat in the Seiza position with her packed luggage next to her. And if she was coming to see me without her maid outfit on, that could only have meant one thing. Well, why don't you come in for now?
このままで平気ですよ。すぐに終わりますから。実はですね、ご主人様にお暇をいただきたいと思いまして。
Take your leave, huh? I presume you don't mean taking a day off work either.
はい。夏休みの前に帰国するつもりです。なので、ご主人様のメイドは続けられません。
Oh, I see. So she's already decided when she'll be leaving. I sat down on the floor myself to look Dee Dee right in the eyes. To collect my emotions, I took a deep breath. Now that I think about it, you've only been working here for like a month, haven't you?
そうですね。長いようで短い時間でした。
Wow.
ですけど、いい思い出になりました。本当にありがとうございました。
Likewise, you really helped. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
どうしてそこで止めましたか？
I was just thinking about all the rough times we've had too.
プロのメイドさんにはまだまだでしたか。
Well, you're still a student. It's only natural. Besides, it really was a lot of fun. That said, it was quite a surprise to suddenly have a blonde-haired maid crop up like that at first.
私もドキドキしてました。許嫁ってどんな人だろうって。
What kind of lad?
ですけど、それもご主人様の寝顔を見たら、すっかり気にならなくなってました。
Hey, yo, when did you... Huh?
ご主人様の寝顔を眺めたまま、しばらくぼーっとしちゃったくらいです。
I didn't even realize. If I hadn't rewound time the way I did that day, I would have been able to face her directly. Did I let that opportunity slip through my fingers?
ご主人様のことは昔の写真でしか知りませんでしたからね。そのせいでついじっくり見ちゃいました。
I didn't know a thing about you until that morning we first met. So, I thought I was still dreaming and I ended up hugging you. Like that.
あれは私もびっくりでした。許嫁のことも知っていると思っていましたので。
Sorry about that. I guess that meant we were even. That morning had been a huge shock for both of us. And Michiru ended up being a mediator of sorts for both of us as well. But you know, if I had known about you then, things would have been so different. I can only look back and think how it's such a shame.
ご主人様も私のことを知っていたら、もっと仲良くなれてましたか？
Of course. I would have phoned you or texted you before you came. And I could have gone to the UK to see you too.
残念無念です。
Indeed. But that was all just a series of events that could never be. You can't change the past. So hypothetical yearnings like that were pointless. What was truly important was to turn our gaze to the future. To my future with Dee Dee from this moment on.
なので、
Sorry. Yep. I definitely wanted to keep conversing with her like this, but we couldn't. Well then, Dee Dee. Since it was hard for her to say it herself, I figured I had to ask, to spur her on. When do you plan on going back?
しあさってですね。
Isn't that a little too soon?
あんまり長引かせても良くないと思いましたので。ほら、明日が終業式じゃないですか。なのでそこで挨拶をしようと思います。ですので、今日はメイドからご主人様への挨拶ですね。
She would no longer be a maid. Thus would be that aspect of our relationship put to rest.
今までお世話になりました。
Likewise. Thank you, Diddy. 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 It's just... And then somewhere beyond the sea, she'd go sailing, leaving only blissful memories of the way we were. Not Diddy.
それじゃあレイ君、
Not Diddy.
私は部屋に戻りますね。
Not Diddy. D-D. 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 Just one question before you do. After the ceremony tomorrow, do you have any free time?
構いませんけど。
Dee Dee answered with hesitation, and then, seemingly having realized something, she clapped her hands together.
おお、もしかしてお別れのパーリーを計画してたりしましたか？
Well, yeah, I thought about that as well.
それも？
I mean, I wanted to get my classmates involved as well, not just my family.
お気遣いありがとうございます。 ですけど、大々的にしなくてもいいですよ。
Personally, I want to go all out, so don't worry about it.
でしたら、お言葉に甘えておきますね。
Dee Dee's voice sounded happy but also seemed to have a bit of wistfulness in it. I'd broken out in a bit of a cold sweat when I'd asked her my question, as I'd very nearly let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, 3 days is pretty sudden, but we still had more than enough time to finish the preparations. First things first, I need to get in touch with everyone for a little congregation. You could have just said meeting, but alright. And evening came, and morning came. The morning began just as any other. We were on our way to school. Since it was only the closing ceremony today, we didn't need to take as many things along. And so we left a little earlier than usual with no time to need the rush. Today was the final day the three of us would walk this path to school together. However, there was no air of sadness anywhere to be found. Dee Dee wanted it to be that way, but that wasn't the reason why. Michiru and I were both struggling not to smile. And Kuro, who had nothing to do with all the work we'd put in, floated around in midair with a gigantic smirk. Dee Dee ended up being kind of confused by that, so I ended up with that additional, unneeded monkey on my back. It wasn't every day Kuro was actually accompanying us on the ride to school, after all. More like never.
それではお嬢様、頑張ってくださいね。ええ。DD さんも楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Maybe not never.
What?
The party after we're done, of course. Lots of good food to be had there.
おー、それは楽しみです。美味しい料理を食べ納めしないといけませんね。But 帰った後で大層苦労しそうです。
You could always try making it yourself.
それもそうですけど、作ってもらうご飯の方が美味しいです。
Yeah, I can empathize with that. We continued casually conversing like that as we entered the classroom, greeting all our classmates. Following that, Dee Dee explained her circumstances to everyone, and from then until the conclusion of the closing ceremony, things played out as they would. It's not supposed to be sad, and yet it has the sad music. Or it sounds sad anyway. And then, yes.
なんだか嫌な予感がします。
I might have commented already on it before, but the CGs in this game have been awesome. Like, all the streets look awesome, the school looks awesome, his house looks awesome. It screams rich. Very, very rich. Dee Dee mumbled, her body trembling with slight nervousness as we walked the path home together. She seemed out of it at that moment, but she was still pretty sharp. Guess I'll have to buy myself some time. Is your sixth sense awakening or something?
というより、前々から怪しいと思ってました。
Oh?
最近の皆さんは、なぜだかそわそわしてましたし。
Were you expecting everyone to be sad about you leaving?
とってもしてました。
Sorry about that. We've all been so busy lately, we didn't really have the time to say our farewells.
ああ、それなら仕方がありませんね。
Yeah, true enough. But we have something different in mind for you instead.
レイ君が怪しいスマイルを浮かべています。
Come on, at least say it's a nice smile. I suppose you could say it was the kind of grin reserved for someone watching their prey fall right into their trap. Huh? But anyway, Dee Dee.
なんでしょう。
Dee Dee tried to take a step back, but I took her by the hand and turned her the opposite way. There's something I forgot in the classroom, so let's go back.
忘れ物は何でしょうか。
That's a secret.
とっても気になってきました。なんだか生贄に捧げられる子羊の気分です。
Oh, chill out. No one's gonna get hurt here. That's funny. Dee Dee got fuzzy with me as I dragged her back into the school.
来た来た。誠さんもグルですか？レイ君がどんな説明をしたかは知らないけど、おおむねその通りかな。
Look at Dee Dee. She looks so distressed.
まさか薄い本のような展開に遭うとは。
Then book?
薄い本って何が？
That's what I'm saying. Come on, you're just nervous. Don't freak out on me here.
錯乱って、レイ君もひどいな。
That is kind of mean.
それに、緊張してるのはレイ君もでしょ？
Well, duh.
自信持って言うことじゃないよ。
Hey, I'm doing my darnest to keep it together here.
おっと、私が主役を取っちゃダメだよね。それじゃレイ君、頑張ってね。
What the heck did he do? Yeah, I got this, he said.
何のことやら状態です。
Sorry, you'll find out soon enough. In any case, I had no intent of revealing all of her on the spot. I took her hand once again and gazed at her face to face. As if to hold back my ever-rising nervousness, I took a deep breath again. Dee Dee.
なんでしょう。
I hope you'll enjoy this. Without waiting for her reply, I put my hand on the door to the classroom.
それでは皆さん、新郎新婦の入場です。
The moment we stepped in the classroom, we were greeted by a wave of cheers and applause. The unfamiliar music and the feeling of being in a spotlight like this were deeply moving. And Dee Dee being right by my side made it even more so. Thumbnail?
What?
Like I said, just chill out.
ここで落ち着くとか無理ゲーすぎますよ。
I agree with her.
新郎と新婦とかウェディングですよね。
We most certainly are, he said. Bewildered by this turn of events, Dee Dee slowly tried to back away. So, taking Dee Dee along, I moved to the center of the classroom with her. Are we in a hostage situation?
ちょっとウェイトです。どうして私とレイ君のウェディングをするのですか？
You said you loved me too, didn't you?
それはそうですけど。
And you're going back home to the UK, right? So, I thought it over with everyone. What kind of event should we hold? What would impress you most of all? What would make you happier more than anything?
だからって思いつきでやっちゃうイベントじゃありませんよ。
If I hadn't, you wouldn't have even considered the idea, would you? Given your condition and all, though, I really have Makoto and the others to thank for coming up with it.
レイ君？もしかしてそれもみんなと相談しちゃったんですか？
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. Actually, I know. Maybe telling everyone about her condition, bro. I feel like that's overstepping. Of course, I felt it wasn't something I had to hide.
私もそう思うな。
Bro, but... That's... okay.
それに DD さんだって私の秘密を知ってるでしょ？だからこれで今までよりも仲良くなれると思わない？
I don't know, man.
ですけど。
ま、さんずいも俺たちもそれで DD への対応を変えたりしねえよ。つっても余計なおせっかいはするようになるかもしれないけどな。
You know, if Dee Dee had gotten very angry, I mean, she still has time to get angry, right? Assuming she doesn't, though. I would not be upset or against it at all.
石田くんも
Jesus.
クラスのみんなにも知られてるんですね。当然、私も知っていますよ。
Makoto, Shuji, and Michiru. They all looked at Dee Dee with nothing but kindness in their eyes. And it was definitely not out of pity for physical handicap. I was about to say, are we sure it's not pity? I'm not poking fun at her condition. I'm poking fun at the fact that I had that thought. Like, maybe everyone's just like, oh, poor thing, you know? Like, I think it'd be fair if that were the case, though.
まったく、私にまで隠すなんて水臭いですね。家族同然に暮らしているんですから、気軽に頼ってくれていいんですよ。みちるや先輩に頼れないことなら、 私だって手助けしますよ。私も DD 先輩にはお世話になってますから、お返しをさせてください。
Being bombarded with well wishes from everyone left Dee Dee speechless. She was desperately trying to keep her emotions in check. A smile that was about to form. Tears that were about to fall.
というより DD さん、
Michiru gently stepped in to quiet her anxieties.
最初からそう言ってくれていれば私だって対応を考えましたよ。兄様との仲も深まったのにもったいないことをしましたね。私だってもっと DD さんと仲良くなれたでしょうし。
You could have just been a good friend from the beginning, but alright.
仕方ないじゃないですか。私だっていろいろ考えたんですよ。
Yeah, I certainly imagine it was. I'm sure it must have weighed more on your mind than I thought. It must have been excruciating to bear. And I imagine it wouldn't be any small feat to come to terms with that and accept your own future. However, while I certainly sympathize with how you feel, I cannot accept your decision. Dee Dee trembled with confusion as I gazed into her eyes. If you ask me, you shouldn't hold back. I think you should be more honest about what you truly desire. I want you to put yourself first, not just other people.
知ってますよ。イギリスから無理を言ってレイ君に会いに来たんですから。
I'm glad you did. Without that courage and initiative of yours, I would have never been able to meet you. But why would you settle for just meeting me and leave it at that? If your goal all along was to meet your prospective fiancé, you should see this all the way through the end.
レイ君は難しいことを平気で言います。
Bloody-minded.
私が幸せになったらそれ以上にレイ君を不幸にしちゃうんですよ。ほんの少しの幸せと引き換えに幸せになった分だけ悲しくなっちゃいます。
I can live with that. After all, once you fall in love with someone, little things like that lose all their meaning. Even if your happiness becomes my sadness, that won't matter to me. Heck, I can even bear the painful memories of their memories made with you. I want to see you not just when you're happy, but when you cry, when you get angry. I want to see more and more of you. It had only been a month since Dee Dee came to my house. I could have practically counted the hours we'd spent together, just us two, on my fingers. There's so many things about her I still don't know.
泣いた顔が見たいとか、レイ君はひどい人です。
I'm just that kind of guy. I want to tease the girl I love. Besides, no matter what expression you have, you'll always be cute.
どうせなら笑顔を見てほしいです。
Of course, I know I said no matter what expression, but you're definitely cutest of all when you're happy.
レイ君はひどい人でずるい人です。みんなの前で私を恥ずかしがらせようとしています。
Come on, you're not alone here. I'm trying to keep it together as much as I can too. But I'm much more nervous than I am embarrassed. I mean, this is a wedding with the girl I love and all.
そんなこと言われても。
I ended up having to hold back the smile I was about to make.
私は好きな人を悲しませたくありません。
She was that worried for me. It made me so happy I could hardly bear it. This was befitting of the Dee Dee I fell in love with.
いつかきっと後悔させてしまいます。
Maybe I will be, but much more importantly, if I weren't with you, I would regret that so much more.
近いうちに死に別れるんですよ。レイ君を悲しませて大泣きさせちゃいますよ。
I don't mind. Until then, I wouldn't be happy with it. Enough so that I'll bawl my dang eyes out when the time comes. I extended my hand invitingly to Dee Dee. For a while, she just stared at it. And then she muttered, her voice almost inaudibly quiet.
レイ君は後に残されて辛くありませんか？
Yes! Maybe it will be, but right now, that's all the more reason to spend as much time as we possibly can being happy together, he says. Dee Dee gave no response to that. Rather, her soft hand fell on top of mine. I was seriously on the verge of tearing up, but I managed to hold myself together as we walked toward everyone. Dee Dee and me together. This is just a mock ceremony, so it's not like we're formally entering you into the family registry. I spoke my thoughts in a voice that was about to crack. And this isn't a place where I can swear to you in the presence of God. I then took out from my pocket a symbol of my affection. But the feelings I have for you are very, very real.
指輪
This is real too. It's 3 months worth of, well, not income, but my allowance. Sorry about that.
私にですか
Wow, he saved up 3 months for his allowance. Wow, he saved 3 months of his allowance. That's crazy. There's no one other than you I'd rather give something like this to. Michiru helped me figure out the size, and both my parents and yours gave their blessing. So there's nothing to worry about.
それじゃあ本当に私がもらっても私でいいんですか
It is. This is how I truly feel. I slipped the ring onto her finger where it truly belonged. It was a physical manifestation of my feelings for her, and now she had accepted it. Miss Dorothy Davenport. And then it was time to verbalize those feelings. I will love and honor you all the days of my life. I promise to be true to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. And I swear to you that when the end does come, you can look back and say that you were happy. So, will you marry me? A small drop of warmth fell upon our entwined hands, and then drop by drop her emotions burst forth. Oh no. Aww.
大好きですレイ君と一緒に暮らしたいですずっと一緒にいたいです
This is adorable. So do I. I want us both to be happy. So, I don't want you to hold back on me. Dee Dee, if there's anything you want to do, or say, please tell me.
我慢なんてレイ君と一緒にしたいことたくさんあるんです好きだってずっと言いたかったんです
Teardrop after teardrop of emotions flowed from her eyes, as if the wall she'd put up to seal away all her feelings had finally come crumbling down. Your truest desire was laid bare before me. Thank you. I'm so happy.
私も嬉しいです死にたくないよもっと生きていたいのにやりたいことたくさんあるのに
Wow, this is tough. I wasn't expecting that line. It threw me off. Not like a... Because I know I smiled, but it's not even... Okay, for me... When I hear something that catches me off guard, my instant response is to laugh or to smile. And that's not necessarily that I find it funny. It just completely threw me off. I was not expecting that. And I feel terrible for Dee Dee. Because she's a great character. She's such a dummy, but she has a nice personality, you know? This sucks.
それじゃあ手としていろんなところ行きたいです美味しいもの食べて遊んでゲームもアニメも漫画もたくさん読みたいです他にもたくさんありすぎて選べません
It's alright, we'll just go through them all, one at a time. If you're with me, I'll cherish every moment of anything we do.
はい私もですレイ君と出会ってから楽しいことがいっぱいです無理だと思ってたことたくさん叶いましたから
Even while she cried, her smile shone through brightly. It might be difficult to have any sort of ordinary dream granted, for me or for Dee Dee. Hence why we must dream greater than that. The future that lay ahead was not one composed of just painful things. We would not let the sad things overwhelm us. Even if I can't see what lies ahead on my own, if I were together with Dee Dee, then surely we would find happiness. Or every wish could be granted. To have the person I love become my significant other, my fiance, I'm so very happy.
はい、私も幸せです。日本に来てみんなに会えて、レイ君と会えて幸せです。生まれてきてよかったって心から思いました。
Likewise, I feel so blessed to have met you, Dee Dee. For falling in love with me and coming here to meet me. Thank you.
私も嬉しいです。
And then the distance between us became reduced to nothing. As if our happiness and our joy had finally brought us together in unity.
私が幸せになった分だけ幸せを分けてあげますね。愛してます、旦那様。
Aw, that was wholesome and that's so very sad. Wow. That's how close I was to the end? Ain't no way, bro. What? I'm so sorry, Dee Dee. And to the game. I did y'all dirty. I gotta stop starting new series without finishing other ones. God dang it. I'm getting better at it though, I think.
「時が過ぎ笑い合える」「また思い出へと変わる日々を重ね」「たくさんの過去より今また紡いでく」「希望に輝く光へ」「二人で歩いていくから」
The strings and the piano sound so awesome together. It gave me chills. What a track. What a track that was. I like that. Nice. Wow. The wedding ceremony ended without incident and everyone gave their blessings. Having gone through such a moving experience, our bonds deepened even further. Which is what I like to say, but it became plain to see that not much had changed. Dee Dee didn't return home. Instead, she stayed here, continuing to work as a maid. Our engagement had already been established prior to this, so that hadn't changed either. If there was anything that did change, it would definitely be how we felt for each other. There. That should do it. This is so cute. Oh, they're gardening together. That's nice. I love plants.
お疲れ様でした。
Finished planting the apple seed. Apple seeding? I love apples. And to brush the dirt off my hands. Given how they were sent here all the way from Dee Dee's own home, I was a lot more nervous than I ought to have been. The apples were from the UK? They were, after all, gifts sent along in commemoration of our marriage.
二人の愛の結晶ですね。
Aw. Well, these are seedlings of the kind of trees you took care of, so that's certainly not a reach.
これからはご主人様もお世話をしてくれるんですよね。
Of course. But about you calling me that? Given how things are now, can't we just drop the whole master-maid relationship?
いえいえ、お屋敷の中ではメイドですから。もしかしてご主人様と呼ばれるのはノーサンキューですか？
You could just try to call me by my name once in a while, at least. Of course, I wasn't objecting to it, but it was also hard to let go of that one and only time she called me sweetheart. Of course, once we both graduated and her name's been formally added to the family register, it'll be something to look forward to.
Don't worry ですよ、ご主人様。
Hmm?
グランパたちが日本に来た時はちゃんと名前で紹介しますから。
Well, guess I'll have to try and keep it together when you do. The last thing I want to do is look like an idiot in front of my parents.
その方が私は嬉しいですけどね。
Then, when we're alone with each other, I'll spoil you all you want. No holding back.
ありがとうございます、ご主人様。でしたら私を大事にするくらいこの苗も大切にしてくださいね。
Well, of course. That goes without saying.
絶対ですよ。この子は私がこの家にいた証ですから。
Aw.
私の代わりと思ってくださいね。
Better stop making me cry. Honestly, just when I was wondering what you were going to sig into there, these trees may be part of my memories with you, but all the same, they can't replace you. And besides, even after I die, they're still going to be here. Try not to forget about that.
いい考えだと思ったんですけどね。
Still, I guess leaving descendants behind is something nice to think about.
子孫。子供ですか。
Well, you said something about fruits of our love a minute ago, so doesn't that make you think about children? Once these seedlings mature into trees, they'll still need people to take care of them.
それもそうですね。それでは頑張ってバンバン産んじゃいましょう。
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but let's save that for after graduation.
では卒業したらすぐですね。
Jesus Christ, freaky ass Dee Dee.
進学するご主人様と違って私の進路は決まっていますから。
About that survey on your plans for the future, could you not put bride or something on there?
おお、それは振りですね。わかります。
I'm serious, but too little, too late, huh? Considering I held a mock wedding right in front of everyone, it's probably not my place to worry about that.
盛大に見せつけてしまいましょう。そしたらみんなお祝いしてくれますよ。
Fair enough. That does sound like fun. Thinking about your own future isn't a bad thing at all. But if I were to look too far ahead, all the joy before me, my very eyes, right now, would go to waste.
子供を作り受け継がせる。それが変わらずに続いてきた人の営みか。
Yes. Yes, indeed. Kuro?
聞かれちゃってましたか？今更だな。お主らの言動は聞こうと思わずとも聞こえてくる。それこそお主らの子供に伝えられるほどにな。その手がありましたか。
I appreciate the offer, but that sounds pretty humiliating.
安心しろ。ためになる話しかせんぞ。
Wow, you're so kind.
とんでもなく情けない男でも DD のように面白い女を捕まえられるとな。
Dang. Please don't. I'd be a laughingstock.
それが嫌なら語り継がれるほど立派な男になるんだな。
That's true. Walk in, bro, Chacho.
私もクロさんの印象に残るような女の子になります。お主はもう十分だ。
Or so she seemed to. We still hadn't made a great deal of memories. I wanted to experience more and more joy together with Dee Dee. If we're going to leave something for the future, maybe some pictures or videos would be nice too.
未来タイムマシーンですね。
A time capsule?
ぜひとも埋めましょう。場所はこの苗の近くでしょうか。
Sounds good. We can get Michiru and everyone else to help out too.
中身は将来の自分に向けてメッセージとかどうでしょう。それで大人になった私に聞いてみます。今幸せですかって。
That's a great idea. If you're gonna aim for that, you'd better strive to live long and prosper.
Exactly! 病は気からです。
I thought I told you to drop it with the obscure references. Even while we carried on, I felt as though we were both becoming a little more alive. It didn't matter if both our futures were predetermined. We are the masters of our own destinies. To combat and overcome destiny is simply a question of will. Yeah, work on my medicine, indeed.
長生きしてご主人様もその子供も幸せにしてみせます。
The feeling's mutual, of course. I'll do my best.
楽しみにしています。やれやれ、相変わらず騒がしい。ん？
As Kuro floated in midair, she suddenly craned her head. What's up?
おはよう。
Hmm?
少し思い違いをしていたというか。どうかしたんですか、ご主人様。
Don't ask me, ask Kuro.
クロさん？
Dee Dee glanced around in confusion. Don't tell me she can't see her anymore.
あれ？クロさんはお出かけされましたか？
Step out? Oh, come on, she's right
い
there.
ろいろあってまた運命が変わったな。
Huh? Huh?
何を驚くことがある。そうなる未来を選んだのはお主ら自身であろう。
What do you mean, chosen? While I remained confused at Kuro's words, Dee Dee seemed equally confused by how I was behaving. It seemed as though Dee Dee was no longer able to see her or hear Kuro. Why? Did that mean... Hey, Kuro, you said the course of destinies changed, didn't you?
ああ、言ったな。
Then for who? And how was not... On second thought... Don't answer that. A grin formed on my face.
ん？良いのか？
What does this mean?
電波ですか？
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I answered to Dee Dee, but my words also applied to Kuro. I think not knowing what the future holds in store is what makes it all the more fun. It is for that reason that we can imagine what it holds in store. For happiness is such stuff as dreams are made on. Dee Dee,
何ですか？
let's strive to be happy together.
もちろんです。今日も明日もその先もこれからずっと私は幸せに過ごすんですから。
Well, isn't she a ray of sunshine? Like, genuinely, she's so energetic and bright. I really like that about her.
ですからご主人様、
She reminds me a little of Sylvie from Ginkoi,
一緒に楽しいことをいっぱいしましょうね。
but not British. Yeah. That is very wholesome. What a wholesome fiend, it says. What a wholesome end to this show. Wow. To the people that were following this game like closely, I'm very sorry for leaving it on that cliffhanger. I disappeared for December, like 6-7 months. I'm so sorry. I could have just finished the route and then done 9, but no. I disappeared right before finishing it. It was only like an hour left, dude. That sucks. I'm really, really sorry. Sorry it doesn't cut it. I'll do better. I am doing better. Aw, dude. I'm really glad Dee Dee ended up accepting, even though she knows that her time is very uncertain. I mean, if you think about it, everyone's time is uncertain. Everyone's future is uncertain, but everyone's time is limited. Some people's time is just more limited than others. I'm really glad she changed her mind. It's very Very nice to see. It made me happy. It was a wholesome route. Although I don't remember every little event that happened. I do remember there was arcades. There was a beach day. Actually, that was literally like the big events. So maybe I do remember everything. But I will be able to tell you for sure, though, that I felt like I had a lot of fun. That for sure, I can tell you without a doubt. Her route was fun. It was definitely fun. Even though I've been gone for months, that moment on their wedding, it almost made me shed a tear. So that goes to show how powerful, even after all this time, that moment was. At least for me. That's a great route. Next episode, we're starting... Whose route are we starting? Okay. Go with Didi and Makoto. Go with Michiru and Misaki. Michiru and Misaki? Sorry, I already have plans. I don't even remember what was happening here or why this was a choice. But oh well, doesn't matter, I think. I held up my smartphone so they could see.
約束があるなら仕方ないね。それではご主人様、See you です。
See you this? Maybe we can hang out some other time. I said my goodbyes to those two. But anyway, there's other fish in the ocean. So it's those two, huh? It was a shame I had to turn the others down. Though I was lucky to even have the ability to make such a choice to begin with. I have two other princesses to attend to, after all. And one of them's your sister, don't forget that. Don't be like Akeru. I typed my response to Michiru's text. Huh? I'll be right there. Bringing a poison apple with me? Why would you do that?
どちらが白雪姫なんですか、兄様?
Is there a wrong answer here? I think there is. I think both are wrong answers. Wait. I forgot about this soundtrack. It's so good. I love this soundtrack. It's like Seven Banka nostalgia for me. It feels so calming. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Just listen to it. Listen with me, alright? I love this soundtrack. As Michiru took my hand, she asked that question of me. Well, I just figured a poisoned apple would be a necessity for you.
私が魔女役ですか。あら、私をお姫様にしてくれるなんて、先輩にしては気が利いてるわね。
Buster? The two first years I came to meet in the hallway each give reactions akin to polar opposites. By the way, where's Miyu?
みーちゃんは別の用事があるって。
Is she avoiding me?
自意識過剰だと思います。
I hope you're right. I accompanied the two princesses to their shoe lockers and we then regrouped outside the school.
どこに行きましょうか。その辺を歩いてればいいでしょう。
Misaki answered as if she was used to dealing with Michiru. Maybe she is. Honestly, it's easier to hang out with Michiru because our options are more limited. Karaoke boxes, arcades, and bookstores. Michiru isn't able to enjoy any of those places. That is so sad. Rather, Michiru prefers beaches and other places with nature since there's such a rich variety of sounds and smells for her to experience. Makes sense. Misaki, thanks for coming along with Michiru. I patted her on the head.
何よ、突然。頭に触らないで。
This is why I like Misaki. You're being a good friend to Michiru here, so I'm just trying to say thanks.
別にそうなんじゃないわよ。たまたま目についただけなんだから。私は何かに目をつけることもできませんが。
Your ears and intuition seem sharp enough, though.
あんたたち兄弟は減らず口を叩かないと死ぬ病気か何かなの？
Probably. Misaki sighed. There was a lingering tension in the air. Wondering what it could have been for a moment, I soon realized. Now that I think about it, I've known that you two were friends, but I haven't seen you hanging out together like this before.
そうでしたっけ？
That said, I've seen both of you individually hanging out with Miyu.
私は結構忙しいのよ。
Right. I don't really get that kind of vibe from you.
いえ、確かに美咲さんは放課後になるとどこかへ姿を消されることが多いですね。
Are you studying at a cram school or something?
それもあるけど、別にいいでしょ。
Misaki pursed her lips and turned away. I guess it'd be rude to keep prying. But nonetheless, I noticed that Michiru had been holding Misaki's hand, rather than mine ever since I left them at the shoe lockers. It's kind of a pleasant feeling to see these two lovely ladies holding hands, so I figured it was best if I didn't tease Misaki any further and kept quiet for a bit. Casually strolled through the neighborhood around the school area.
今日もいい天気ね。それは暑いからわかるでしょうけど。肌がピリッとしますね。でも風があるので涼しいです。花もたくさん咲いてる。雨が降らないとちょっと元気ないかも。あ、猫がいた。黒猫。
I like black cats.
近くですか？遠く。もう見えなくなっちゃった。前を横切られなくてよかったわね。DD さんから聞きましたが、イギリスでは場所によって黒猫が目の前を横切るのは幸運の証なんだそうですよ。
That's the first time I hear that.
日本と逆なんだ。
As Misaki described our surroundings, Michiru listened with fascination. For someone with impaired sight, it is certainly a welcome way of having fun. Misaki really is good at taking care of others. Would it have been better if I hadn't come? I muttered that under my breath, but Misaki evidently heard it.
なに先輩、妹を取られて拗ねてるの？
Have her. Come on, I'm not that jealous of a brother. A brother? Oh, I get it.
むしろ兄様はもっと性格と道徳心をかながり捨てて私を求めてください。
Son. Hey.
失礼しました。かなぐり捨ててなんて下品な言葉遣いでしたね。そういう問題じゃないでしょ。ですね。でも兄様も美咲さんがいれば自分はいらないなんて気にしなくていいですよ。兄様がいるだけで私の世界は輝いて見えますから。
Love is blind?
それは以前と同じネタですね。今回はさながら恋は先行手榴弾。
A permanent flashbang. Sorry. That wasn't appropriate. I'm sorry. Look what she's saying. She's making it easy for me to... No, it's my fault. Love is like a flashbang grenade. No, look. When she said that... Because I play Call of Duty sometimes. I still play Black Ops 3 even though it's been like almost 10 years since it's come out. When you get hit by a flashbang in Call of Duty, that's exactly what came to mind. That is too cryptic.
話には聞いてたけど、みちるって先輩本人にも本当にそういうこと言ってるんだ。
Oh, it gets worse, Misaki. Misaki's eyes popped open upon hearing Michiru pouring out her feelings for me. Now that you've heard it, it makes you want to slap some sense into her, right?
びっくりした。
Is that a yes? I encourage it. Slapping. It was a lighthearted conversation up until that point, when Misaki's face hardened.
先輩もみちるも実の兄弟なのよね。血がつながっていない義理の関係とかじゃなくて。
Of course.
私が言うことじゃないんでしょうけど、もうちょっと距離を置いたらどうなの？美咲さん、あなた、兄様にどこまで気があるのですか？
Huh? Misaki and I were both dumbfounded at the sudden shift in the conversation. Misaki turned to face Michiru, still in confusion.
先輩に気があるとか、何のことよ？わかりやすく訂正いたしましょう。どれだけ本気で兄様に好意を抱いているんですか？私が 私がこの先輩を好きかってこと？
Oh, I like how you emphasized kono, like this dude here.
ええ、距離を置けなどと言われてしまったので、良い機会ですし、お聞きしておこうかと。
What kind of bullcrap timing is that?
好きなわけないでしょ。なんで私がよりにもよって沢渡の御曹司を気にしなきゃいけないのよ。
This son of a Sawatari.
そりゃあ先輩は顔は人並みだけど、話してると面白いし、ちょっとドキドキしちゃうし、予想外でワクワクもするけど。
Wow, that response is very telling.
それに安藤と沢渡なら嫌がらも文句ないし、ちょっと考えちゃうし、でもそんなことで人の好き嫌いって考えちゃいけないのよ。それとこれとは話が別でしょ。あれ、私先輩のことけなしてる？そんなつもりはないのよ。別に嫌いじゃないし。
Me son ki.
ただちょっとあれ
Me son ki kept yelling, but halfway through she lost her train of thought. Me son ki. Son. Oh, son.
あ、思い出した。
Oh, you remembered. That's great.
とにかく私は先輩のことなんて嫌いじゃないんだからね。ビシッ。
What was that? Bashi at the end. I want to hear it again.
とにかく私は先輩のことなんて嫌いじゃないんだからね。ビシッ。
Like heck, you remembered.
予想以上にわかりやすい。
They indeed are. We shared mutual astonishment at her outburst. Well, I have fun hanging out with you too, Misaki. I'm not teasing you this time. I really think that, so I thought I should say so. Misaki froze up and her cheeks turned red. This is a trick I learned from you. If you state your feelings out loud clearly, it's hugely effective, even if embarrassing.
ちょっと兄様、愛する妹の前で何を良い空気を醸し出しているのですか？
You brought it up first, didn't you? You're in no position to complain.
あら、男らしいお言葉。
I retract my statement. Michiru narrowed her eyes and showed me a passionate, sadistic grin.
最近、兄様の周囲が盛っていて、私もムラムラ。いえ。
Sorry. You're the one confusing me here. Now that Dee Dee's living with us and I've become more proactive in my love life, it seems Michiru's fuse has been lit too. The bomb at the end of that fuse would probably destroy the entire universe.
二人とも盛り上がってるところでなんだけど、何の話をしてたんだっけ？
I have zero idea. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
甘いものが食べたいわ。私も喉が渇いたので、クリームソーダが飲みたいです。
And I'm the one paying for those, aren't I? Jeez. I couldn't tell if Misaki understood my problem or not. Cake before flowers, sweets to the sweet. Young maidens are nothing if not loyal to their appetites. In either sense. Well, at least I'm enjoying getting dragged along with their whims. It is the springtime of youth, after all. Springtime of youth? What the freak does that even mean, bro? What? Who says that? Springtime of youth? It's the springtime of youth, lads. What is Sun talking about? We stepped into a quiet, air-conditioned cafe and talking until evening. Then, parted ways with Misunki at the station. After that, the two of us walked home. So stupid. Misunki. You sure you don't want to take the monorail? Misunki. Michiru had already told me she wanted to walk home, but I just wanted to make sure. Did we just start Michiru route? Well, I guess. Yeah, I did say I want to do Misaki route last. I was kind of waiting for another choice soon, so that's why I've continued to read. But I'm at an hour 21. I need to wrap it up. I hope this little extra longer video doesn't make up for my absence on this game, but it's something, okay? Take it as you will. Take it as you will. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think this is a okay spot. Actually, hold on. Michiru had already told me she wanted to walk home, but I just wanted to make sure. You walked a lot today. You're probably tired.
大丈夫ですよ。
Bathed in the glow of a setting sun, Michiru quietly smiled.
もう少し今日という楽しかった日を長く感じていたいのです。
Well, just let me know if you get tired, as I seem to keep saying.
心配しすぎですよ。でもおんぶしてくださるのでしたら甘えたいです。
Walk.
意地悪な兄様。
Michiru giggled. Holding my little sister by the hand, we took our time walking back home. Every so often, I heard the sound of Michiru's parasol hitting the ground as she waved it in front of her. You know, this is kind of nostalgic.
何がですか？
When you were a kid, you used to practice walking with a cane all day until sunset.
そうですね。
Looking at you now, I don't really want to believe it, but back then, you were so upset about losing your sight.
今の私を信じたくないではなく、信じられないですよね。
Sorry, but I meant what I said. What I really wanted to ask you was, how did things turn out this way?
でも、そうですね。
Michiru stopped walking and started spinning around, playing with her parasol and smiling.
最初は苦しかったです。兄様に辛く当たってしまったこともありましたね。
That's because you'd always accidentally hit me with your cane.
傷が残っていたりしませんよね。
Don't worry about it. Even if I did still have some of them, I'd consider them badges of honor.
兄様に傷を残したい。
Okay, I'm ending it. Shared 4? Wait, what does that mean? Oh, so many buttons. Overwhelming. Wasn't there like a map somewhere in the... Hold on. Maybe on the side of the... Ah, crap. Hey, I was just reminiscing my happy memories with you until 5 seconds ago. Quit cramping my style.
何をおっしゃいます。
Michiru squeezed my hand a little harder.
そんな子供だった私たちも、これほど恋愛を意識する年頃になってしまったんですね。という流れではありま
Alrighty,
せん
I
か。
don't like where this is going. I'm gonna actually wrap it up this time. What is going on here? No, but seriously, where is this like? I remember there being some sort of map. Like, not a flow chart, but you know what I mean if you know what I mean. Thank you for watching. It was a nice... I think it was a fun video. A fun way to return. A fun way to return? A fun first video back, I should say. Yeah. It was fun. I had a good time. Hope you did too. I'm so happy to be back. Very much so. I don't think this game is going to be as long as 7 or 9, but it's definitely a good amount of episodes. I forgot how many routes there are. I forgot how long this game was because I think I might have searched that up before. But not that it really matters. Just curious. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, allow me to remind you to hit that subscribe and like if you haven't already done so. Anyway, as always, I'll see you in the next video. You'll stay safe. Until next time. Chronoclock.